Welcome to Bricklayer. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the ideas relating to Vitruvia Concept 7. However, before we get started, I would like to recommend that you become the master of Concept 6. Now, Concept 7 is in a small way about the laws that govern the digital world or the virtual world. And these laws can be very different from the laws that govern the physical world. So for example, in the physical world, if you're holding an apple in your hand and you drop it, the apple is going to fall down to the ground. It might hit your toe if your toe is where the apple's falling. However, in the digital world, that doesn't need to be the case. I don't need to have gravity. I could have create a digital world or a virtual world where if you drop an apple or you let go of it, it just stays floating. Or maybe it floats up. Maybe it falls up. And so what that means then ultimately, right, is that in the virtual world, your imagination is king. So here's a Lego artifact that I constructed using a Bricklayer program. And in this artifact, there's this little house perched on a post, sort of floating in the air a little bit, and has this staircase going up to it that's also sort of floating in the air. Now, you couldn't build this in the physical world with Lego because gravity would pull this apart. It would be way too fragile. However, in the virtual world, this is not a problem. And also, it's good to know, it's worth pointing out that in the virtual world, you never run out of Lego bricks. And they don't cost anything. All right, so that brings us to what I'm calling the Lego exclusion principle. And this is inspired from an exclusion principle that was discovered by a physicist named by the name of Pauli. And what he discovered was a law about quantum mechanics. So we have something much more simpler here. So the Lego exclusion principle says that two or more Lego cannot occupy the same cell at the same time. That is, in the physical world. This doesn't necessarily have to be a big problem in the virtual world. So here we have two artifacts on a grid. The artifact on the left is a 3x2 blue brick that's placed at the origin. And the artifact on the right is a 3x2 red brick that's placed at position 2, 1. Now, if you're going to try to, using physical Lego, compose these two, so place a blue brick and then at location 0, 0, and then place a red brick at location 2, 1, this wouldn't work. However, in the virtual world, we can make it work. So what we're going to have is just whatever you placed last is what you see. So whenever there's an overlap, the stuff that was placed earlier kind of just magically goes away. And of course, that can be used to change the shape of Lego bricks. So here we have an artifact that is made up of 3 corner bricks and a 2x2 red brick. So 2 black corner bricks, 1 red corner brick, and then a red 2x2 brick. So if we didn't permit overwriting, which is this idea of placing one brick on top of another one, if we didn't permit overwriting, then we would have to construct this artifact using 2x1 and 1x1 bricks. So this is how it would take 2 function calls to construct one of these corner bricks. Do this again, just one more time, and then we finish the artifact with this 2x2 brick. So that would be 7 function calls that it would take to create this artifact. However, if we allow overwriting, then I can just place 2x2 bricks and have them overlapping. So I place this 2x2 black brick, and then on top of that, I overwrite a 2x2 red brick, and then I overwrite with a black brick again, and I place the red brick, and I'm done. So this is 4 function calls, so it's fewer. It's a shorter program, produces the same result. But of course, you can do much more interesting things than just this. The idea is very interesting. So here's an example of an artifact that's constructed using rings, having a certain radius and certain color. And the idea is you sort of have this sequence of rings where the radius keeps getting larger and larger and larger. And if you put them together in the right way, the pattern that you see in the center here magically emerges as a result of overriding. All right, so what I'd like to do now is walk you through the first two exercises in Vitruvia Concept 7. So if we go to the Bricklayer website and then go to Apps, to Vitruvia, and Exercises, I'm going to select Concept 7, Demo 1. So this exercise consists of 3 put function calls. The first function call places a 3x2 red brick at the origin. The second one places a 3x2 white brick at the location 2, 1. That's kind of the example that we saw. And then the last one places a 3x2 blue brick at the location 4, 2. All right, let's move on to the next one. This time we have a few more function calls. Let's see. 2x2 green at the origin, followed by a 2x2 red at the location 1, 1, followed by a 2x2 blue at the location 2, 2, followed by an empty brick. Remember, we do have empty bricks. Oh, sorry. Followed by a yellow. I missed mine. A yellow at location 3, 3. I kind of see the pattern here. And then last but not least, we have an empty brick at location 4, 4. So now, because of that empty brick, it actually looks like this artifact contains only these corner-shaped Lego bricks. All right, so I recommend you do as many of these as you have time for and comfortable with. You want to get comfortable with these ideas. All right, so good luck and think well.